line here. I don't know what the hell that is. Today we're going to be talking about flipping properties. It's going to be a series of videos. I definitely recommend you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, whatever you got to do to follow these videos, because I charge about $800 to $2,000 for this class. It's going to be a series of classes. We're going to be talking about flipping properties, how to find them, where to get the money, pitfalls that I've learned over the last 15 years, a little bit about me, folks. If you don't know, guys from the Heights already know. I built new construction. I've done like flips and bungalows, and I have a whole slew, a resume of flips that I've done. In fact, I got a credit line. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just telling you that you're learning from a person that has a ton of experience, and people charge like I do charge for learning how to flip properties. So I'm giving it to you for free, absolutely free. So by all means, let's get started. Let's figure out how. I guess first of all, what's the best way to get started here? Let's define what is flipping a property. Let's talk about what it is. Okay, so flipping a property is basically you're gonna be buying something super cheap and either rehabbing it and then putting it back on the market to find the end user or the person who's going to live in it, not like an investor or something most of the time. Or sometimes we get them so cheap that we resell it and we wholesale it, we flip it. So there's two types of flips there. For easiness sake, or for this class, we're going to be talking about just rehabbing a property, what to look out for. I got my little schedule, I got my little notes here that I took a chance to write some things down. We talked about, okay, so what is flipping a property? And I got saying we got to buy these things super, super cheap. And you're like, well, where the hell do I get these super, super cheap properties? Well, that's number one. Who? Who has these super cheap properties? Well, unfortunately, this is not going to be a very, very easy task. But I said not easy, not impossible. You see, it's not impossible. You have to have a little bit of patience. You have to network a little bit. And I've got some wholesalers that I can hook you up with, and they can find you some great deals. But I hope you're writing this stuff down, folks. I hope you're really writing this stuff down, because I'm telling you, I charge for this class. This is like free to use. This is like gold. I'm literally giving you gold in your hand. I just had a soup. Okay, so when you have to think, what do you call that? WIIFM. What's in it for me? And I always look at WIFM in all aspects of business and my personal life. What's in it for me? So when a person or a wholesaler or somebody looking to sell their property, you got to think from their perspective, how are they benefiting? And we have to make sure that we buy at the right price. That is so, so important. I think that's what we're going to be talking about in this one series of class of how to find those deals. So you're going to have to align yourself and do a little bit of networking with wholesalers and some realtors that have been in the industry, maybe doing some door knocking, putting out signs. You know those signs that we've seen all around Houston and Texas. We buy houses super cheap. Well, the reason why they do that is because they're looking to buy them super cheap and super fast. So they have Open Door now, but Open Door usually gives them, and a lot of people are using Open Door. I've recently lost a wholesale deal because when I did analysis, it came out to about $275,000. It came out to about $275,000. My value, she wanted $300,000. Okay, this is so tricky. Open Door did this. Open Door did this. So they gave her the $275,000, and then they charged some more fees, and they did a renegotiation during the option for things that they found, which is a bunch of BS. All it comes down is putting stress on that buyer or that seller, and then getting the right price in their pocket so they can resell it after the fact, or they may rent it out and wait till that area goes up and then resell it then. So it's an investment. Okay, so that's one thing. You have to align yourself with realtors and wholesalers, or do your own signs out there. We'll talk about, I think we'll do that in another class where we talk about how to do it yourself. Some people don't want to deal with a realtor. Some people don't want to deal with a wholesaler. They want to save as much money as possible. And I can understand that. I've done it myself. It's not that hard, but it is time consuming. And putting out those signs are illegal. So I can't tell you, hey, go do that. I'm just telling you, this is the way it's done. Because I have a broker's license, I can't tell you things that are, illegal or unethical. So I hope you enjoy these tips anyways. Okay. And then we're talking about when to buy. So most of the time you do not want to buy, you don't want to buy during the hot season. So what are the hot seasons? Let's say, for instance, most of the time in general, it's going to be the summertime. It's going to be when kids are out of school so families can make a move. So those are the hot seasons. Those are kind of like when it shifts into a buyer's market, because there's a lot of buyers out there looking to buy a property. You see, their kids are out of school. They're ready to buy. So we don't want to buy usually during that time. No. I don't personally. In fact, I'm right now traveling in another country. I do a couple of flips a year. I do some new construction. I do some rehabs, and I travel around the world. Because I'm already older. I mean, I'm in my 40s, and so I've done I've had a great time flipping, and I've kind of enjoyed this is a personal note on me. I'm sharing with you guys is that I learned that money isn't happiness. Money is not happiness, and it just has to give you some comfort, and give you some comfort. And I think to me, it's just traveling is I just love it, So anyway, so what we want to do is we want to buy properties when it's the seller's market, because it's not truly a seller's market right now because of damn economy. I shouldn't say damn, but the economy is doing so well, so. People are always buying right now. When they got money flowing, they want to get bigger and better things, and that's just the way the American thinks. I understand. I've been in that rat race, and I'm not knocking you down or anything. I'm just saying, I look at it a different way. So anyway, you want to buy when the market's a little bit cool. So I have a couple of investors right now. They're like, Alan, where's my property? And I say, we gotta hold on. We gotta wait. We gotta wait until the market cools. Because it's so hot right now. When it's hot, we're going to pay almost market price. And then double hit. Boom. Double hit. You buy the property, not at such a good deal, maybe 15, 20% off I get. It's 200 grand. We get to 170, 160. The market cools. And we do our little flips. We do our, tile, wood, granite, whatever the case may be. We want to put on the market. And now it's the cold season. Now there's not that many buyers, so now we have a double hit. We have two hits. Now there's no buyers, so now we got to sell cheap. And what happens then? We got a couple of things that happen then. Number one, either we have to hold the property, and then we have what they call holding costs. Write that down. Well, holding cost is the cost it costs you to hold that property. So while you have it, you have to keep it insured. You got to pay your taxes, and you have to pay that mortgage payment if you're not paying it all in cash. And so for 95% of the people out there, they're going to be picking out a loan. And most likely, we'll be talking about a hard money loan or a warm money loan. We'll talk about where to get these loans and the hard money loans in another course, maybe in the next course, because it's so intricate. It's so intricate. But, okay, so we're talking about when to buy. And I know I'm going across and this and that. But when to buy. So we want to buy when the market's cool. We don't want to go when it's cool and it's shifting into a seller's market. When is the seller's market? When there's not that many buyers out there. And when are there not many buyers out there? Is whenever the kids are in school, or holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving. People don't want to make a move, and that's where we make a killing. That's where we kill them. We come in there with a hard money cash, and I don't have that cash. I'm gonna show you where to get the cash in the next course. This way, we go in hard with that cash in our hand, pretty much. And then we lock that contract and do a variety of things, either resell it, just the paper, the rights to the contract, or we flip it and then make some, maybe 20, 30, my biggest flip is $180,000. So it's a lot of money involved. I know you're like, I've done it myself. Anybody who tells you that they've been in the industry and they're selling properties and they're flipping properties, ask them for the HUD and their paychecks. That's one thing is always thing. Show me the paperwork. Show me your flip. Show me your license. Show me your resume there. Because they're so full of crap, so much bullshit out there. There's always some guy that's this, and I'm not knocking them down. There's a lot of great people out there, but just be careful who you give your money to and you invest with. You always want to make sure they have a good experience level. So, okay, beyond all means, when and where to buy properties. Where do we buy these properties? That's a very good question. So, my specialty myself is I like to do that interloop area, and I like to do up and coming areas as well. And what are up and coming areas? Areas where there is some kind of transitioning in the neighborhood. Maybe you see some construction. Usually it's just, it's outside the hot areas. It's outside those hot areas like the Heights or the Montrose. Whenever they're that hot, buyers are constantly looking, but doesn't mean you can't make money. It just costs a little bit more, and it takes a little bit of time. So where to buy those properties? I would say we're going to be looking for up-and-coming areas, and you can also ask a realtor, even me, send me an email, say, hey, Alan, I'm interested in buying a property. I'm looking in this area. What do you think? What do you think about that area? The reason why is because we can do reports, and we're going to be looking at the amount of houses that sold in the last 30, 60, 90, even 180 days. And another thing that we look at is do an analysis on what the average is per square foot, the minimum and maximums. Because why is that important? Because, okay, for instance, I had a guy, he wanted to look at a property he wanted to sell me a property in Spring Branch, north of Spring Branch in that transitional area. And he wanted, I want to say he wanted $260,000, but I did an analysis, and the average was $314,000, and $114 a foot. So I think he had like 2,300 square feet, but it did have some highs out there. But we want to stay away from those highs. We want to look at the averages and worst case scenario. If we get more money, fine. If we get more money, fantastic. It's better for you. But from an investor point of view, you need to be thinking about worst case scenario. What if that property doesn't sell? You see? What if I don't get top dollar? What should I be walking away with? If you get more money, then that's fantastic. But if you don't, you need to be expecting the worst. And what is the worst case scenario? You need to be looking at the min, maybe the average. I really don't like doing averages. I have to say that a little bit, but really, I like to look at the minimum and a little bit less than the average because I want to make money, folks, and I don't want to lose money. And you're going to be heartbroken. You're going to be heartbroken. Oh, my God, it looks so good. The property's so good. I don't understand. There's property over here down the street, $450,000, $450,000. Oh, and that's another thing. I don't give a damn about properties that are on the market. Keep in mind, anybody can sell a property for $200 million. It can be listed for $200 million. It doesn't mean it will sell. You see that point? You can list it for whatever. It's their right. There's a house in the damn Heights right now. Like, what is it? $7 million or $5 million is ridiculous. But they can do whatever. It's the owner of the house, and a realtor puts it out there, even though it might be dumb and hurts their name. But no, I shouldn't even say that because it's marketing. They got their name out there. Yeah, they do look like a fool a little bit, but it's marketing, getting your name out there, so yeah, that's so anyways, you need to be looking at minimums, worst case scenarios, and we're talking about price per square foot or a total. So like I said, 114 times 2,300 square feet was about $250,000. He wanted 260. I told him, you're fucking nuts. And he said, well, look at the highs. That's his right. He's like, look at the highs. It's like 180 a foot. I'm like, well, yeah, you can get some highs out there, but I'm looking more, minimum averages. And yeah, you have to be patient. These deals are not going to come instantly. This may take you to find the right deal. I want to say anywhere between a week and 12 weeks. Yeah, a week and 12 weeks of doing some work, really hitting the pavement, talking with realtors, talking with wholesalers, creating a relationship, letting people know that, hey, I'm ready to make this move. If you find something good, let me know, and calling. And yeah, it's going to take time, but when we got this much money on the line, then yeah, it's definitely worth it. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about, so we talk about who, when, where, and all that good stuff. I got one more, and that's just being secure about your transaction. We talked about it, we touched about it a little bit, but not too much. We need to stay secure and as I mentioned, we want to make sure we get the right reports because the numbers can be manipulated. So, for instance, if you are in West Heights over there by like Zone to Harvard or something, and then I tell you that, okay, so there's a house, a bungalow over there, let's say 700 square feet, it's 700 square feet, $500,000. The lot is 5,000 square foot, but they're just planning to tear that down. So then I show you these numbers, and you don't really know. You're just saying, yeah, it's in the Heights, 77008. And there's one over there by, let's say, on the edge of, let's go for right on the edge or right across from Shepherd and, 18th or whatever. It's still 77008. It's still legal description as Houston Heights. You're like an uneducated buyer is going to say, oh, wow, so yeah, this is a good deal. Wow. 2,000, or let's say 1,200 square feet. I'm getting it for 350,000. Oh, wow, it's fantastic. You see, it's uneducated. They don't know what's going on in that area. So they have to look forward to or do their own, they should be doing their own homework with the realtor or themselves and talking with different sources, not just one. I'm just telling you, if you're not an expert in that area, you want to be looking for some people that are and get different opinions. And don't think that it may be free because you want somebody to do a good job for you. And if you hit them and use people, they're not going to like that. You don't want to be treated like that. So let's go ahead and say, hey, I tell you what, if you give me a good BPO, broker price opinion, here's $100. Here's a coupon to go get you something to eat. You know what? I got you 2 tickets to the Rockets game. Cost you $20 each. Thank you. If you could do that for me, I appreciate it. Give me a good BPO, broker priced opinion. And, those are the people that are experts in that area, then they'll do it for you. And maybe if they create that relationship with you, you know what? You're going to have to list that property. And we're going to be talking about another course, saving money working with realtors. We're going to be saving money with realtors, working with them, or you can even I have a class online that you can learn yourself. And don't get me wrong, realtors are great people. You find a good one, he's worth his weight in gold or her in gold. But some people just do not want to work with realtors. And if they don't want to work with realtors, I got a class for them. You take it, it's 5 hours. Just like you learning right here, you learn online. So I think that's going to cut it. I think we talked a lot about what you need to get started in flipping properties. We talked about how, who, when, where, and staying secure. So I hope this course is going to be worth its weight in gold. Literally, you're going to be thanking me for this class. So subscribe wherever you sit this. Follow me, add me, do whatever you have to do. Share it with people who want to make money, want to get started in this industry, because I promise you this, you will learn in this course. It will be for free, and it's fun. I love making money. I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.